come to celebrate Chezky's Bar Mitzvah. We're now in the end of Hanukkah. The literal name Hanukkah is from the word chinuch, which means dedication. It's a word used in Chumash to describe the dedication of the Mitzvah, the Mishkan. The chinuch, the dedication, is called Hanukkah. So in a simple sense, Hanukkah means the rededication of the Beis HaMikdash and the menorah, which were desecrated by the Yevanim and rededicated on Hanukkah. It's interesting to note that the word chinuch is also used for educating children. What's the connection between the chinuch of dedicating the Klei HaMikdash and educating children? Rashi Parshas Lech Lecha, on the pasuk Vayorkes Chanicha, says that chinuch means Tchilas Knisa L'um Nishu'as L'ameba, the entering of a person or a vessel to the purpose for which it's intended. So you're entering them into the purpose for which they're intended. In this sense, both the entering the vessel of the Beis HaMikdash towards the Avodah and educating a child for Torah are both entering the first steps of Torah and Avodah Hashem. But I think it goes deeper than that. We find that the chinuch of the Mishkan, the Mizbeach, the Klei HaMikdash was always done with Shem, was always done with oil. Mashiach b'Shem. What's the symbolism of oil? According to Rabbi Yansky, Shlita explains that oil is something that flows. The symbolism of Shem always is that the Kedusha of the Mishkan and the Mizbeach is flowing from the Kedusha of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. For this reason, Rabbi Yansky explains, the first king of Malchus Beis David needed Mashiach b'Shem, needed to be anointed with oil, because that showed that the Malchus flowed from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The children, who were children of the previous king, did not need Mashiach b'Shem, because they were automatically a continuation, automatically a hemshech of their father. The only time that there was a necessity for a Mashiach b'Shem for a king is when there was an error, when there was a machlokes, when there was a dispute, when there were questions of who would become the next king. Then, to determine and to define the next king, we require Mashiach b'Shem to say, this is the one who is the continuation of Malchus Beis David. With this, Rabbi Yansky explains, we can answer a basic question in the story of Hanukkah. Because the Baruch will help the Yidden find the Pach Shemen, sealed by the Kohen Gadol, which lasted for 8 days. Why was it really necessary to have this feast? The menorah had not been lit for many, many months or years while the Yevanim were in control of the Beis HaMikdash. So why would it have been so serious if Klal Yisrael would have waited another 8 days, made oil, pressed olives, made oil, and started with new oil? Why was this really necessary for Hanukkah? Yansky explains that from Matan Torah through Bayis Sheni, there are always Nevi'im in Klal Yisrael. In the beginning of the second Beis HaMikdash, there were still Nevi'im in Klal Yisrael. You had Chagas, Chayim, Malach. And from the building of the second Beis HaMikdash, the menorah was lit every single day. So we had the Hemshech straight from Matan Torah, through the Nevi'im, to the second Beis HaMikdash, all the way through the second Beis HaMikdash. Then suddenly it stopped. The Yevanim came, and they defiled the Beis HaMikdash. This was the first time since Matan Torah that there was a break, there was a hefsek in the continuity of Matan Torah, since Matan Torah. Had the Yidden produced new oil, it wouldn't have been a hemshech, wouldn't have been a continuation, there wouldn't have been any direct connection to that Nesorah. By finding Pach Shemen Shel Kohen Gadol, by finding that Pach Shemen in the Beis HaMikdash, it was a flask from before the Beis HaMikdash was defiled. They had the original Pach Shemen that was there from the Beis HaMikdash, which began with the Nevi'im, and this way they were able to keep the hemshech, keep the flowing of Kedusha that was a direct Nesorah from Matan Torah. That was the importance of the finding of that original Pach Shemen, which kept the Nesorah, kept the hemshech with Klal Yisrael. I think for this reason, a chinuch of a child is also called chinuch. Because again, chinuch is not just dedication, not just beginning the education and bringing him towards the purpose for which he's destined in Mitzvah Hashem, but it's also connecting to a Masorah. Chinuch is about connecting to a Masorah, connecting to a hemshech, a continuity of generation to generation. Baruch Hashem, Chezky had a tremendous Masorah. Your Rebbeim, Yeshiva Teres Emes, are all talented mechanchim who pass that Masorah to you every single day. And thank you to all the Rebbeim and Hanol of Teres Emes. I want to thank also the Koil and Rosh Koil also for bringing us into the community and into the Koil family and making us part of the Masorah in that way. Chezky, you come from the Chasam Sofer and the Kivegi. Your own grandparents and great-grandparents are such special people from whom you have a unique Masorah. My in-laws, Zaidi Babi Shapiro, are very special mechanchim. Their care and concern to the students goes above and beyond the call of duty. Be it a struggling teen or a person in need, my in-laws are always there, helping, driving, cooking, doing whatever is necessary to assist. And especially for our family, Babis are always there, always making themselves available to help, carpool, and any other way that's necessary, in so many different ways, and really thank you so much for that. Your great-grandparents, Rabbi Chaim and Hadassah Shapiro Zatzal, were pillars of the Baltimore community. Although I didn't have the chance to spend much time with Zaidi Chaim, the couple times I did hear him speak, and the articles of his which I read, gave me a taste of the glory of the yeshivas before the war. And together with Rabbi Shapiro, Rabbi Hadassah Shapiro Shalom, who stood by your side, they created a beautiful Torah family. I did have the chance to spend time with Zaidi Chaim Modesty, a motivated person, dear Vasarwan. Even when his health was poor, he ran around Eretz Yisrael and then Muncie, from Shir to Shir. Bobby Medetsky, she should be well, was his connect or picking up moving to Eretz Yisrael even though it was difficult to leave the family in America, to help Zaidi fulfill his dream of living in Eretz Yisrael. They both have many years of nachas and happiness, nachas from my grandchildren and great-grandchildren. My parents are exceptional role models. My father, in his quiet way, is available to anyone who needs his help. The medical expertise goes out of his way to help people in very quiet, very unassuming ways, but I hear about it. Mom, you're such a special Amidas. You're always available to help us. Such a giving person, always available for your children and grandchildren, and also carpals. And really an Oev Shalom, Verodif Shalom, someone who really is trying to always pursue peace, and really lucky to have such parents. My grandmother, Grandma Lily, Adler passed away recently, was a paragon of chesed. She was a matriarch of her family, and we sorely miss her. Together with Grandpa Manny, she built a family of Torah and chesed. We're so fortunate to have Grandpa Simcha with us, Grandpa Simcha Farkas. Together with Rabbi Tobi and they passed on to me and to our family the Mitzvah of Munkach. I had a very close relationship with Grandpa throughout the years, and I gained so much from his wisdom and his Masorah. We had many happy and healthy years to enjoy nachas from the children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. My wife Bina, all she let me say was that Shali v'shalachem shalahi. Really, you've been behind me through everything, and everything I've accomplished has really been with you behind me. And thank you, special, beautiful simcha. Chezky, we're very proud of you. We began learning Mishnah together, I think, in 2nd grade. And I wouldn't imagine that we kept on going year after year after year of the Sabanim and different occasions. And Baruch Hashem, we finished the entire Seder Moed together. And I have to discuss how we learn Mishnah together. Usually when you teach Mishnah, the Rebbe reads, translates, and the student listens. When I learn Mishnah with Chezky, I open the Mishnah, Chezky reads, translates, and I add in a comment and explain a little bit, but basically Chezky just was reading, translating himself and her. It's very, very impressive. Chezky, a very special koch, very special potential and abilities. You're a motivated kid, you're a great brother to your siblings, you enjoy learning, and at the same time you're a geshmaka, great fun kid. We know in Mitzvah you'll take your kochos and use them to become a very special ben Torah and a very special young man. Mazel tov.